Hey guys, welcome back to another Blackbeard vapor tutorial. Today we have the new UWELL Nunchaku 80 watt pin style mod. It comes with a tank. We're going to do a short unboxing, a tutorial, and a review on the new UWELL. I hope you guys learned something. We're going to go ahead and get started with the unboxing. I'm going to lift off this cover right here. Try to anyways. First thing you're going to see is the warning label, which is required for all vapor products. And then you're going to have your instruction manual, which might be a little bit unclear. The next thing you're going to see is your tank. This one comes with a 0.25 coil installed, and its wattage range is from 40 to 50 watts. But we'll get back to the tank in a few minutes. Then you're going to have your mod. And this is an 80 watt pin style mod, so that's the top of it. That's your firing button. And this is your minus and plus button right there, and your screen at the very bottom. And if you've been a part of the vapor world for a while, you'll notice that it kind of reminds you of a Vamo or an iTaste 15 watt mod from back in the day, about 4 to 5 years ago. And on the website, they advertise this mod of having the power of a mechanical mod, but the safety of a new box mod. Next thing you're gonna find is the glass. So it comes with extra replacement glass. It's quartz glass, so it's gonna be a little bit harder to shatter. This right here is a tip cover. So you have your tank. When you're not using it, if you want to, you can put that over it. And it just keeps stuff from getting inside the tip and inside the coil. And inside this black box right here on the side, you will find your charger. And it's a micro USB 2.0 charger. Plugs in right at the back right here at the very top. And you're going to find your other coil that it comes with. This one is a 0.4 coil rated from 45 to 55 watts. So a 5 watt difference from the one that it comes with in the tank. I'll put that aside. And you also have extra seals in here, if I can get them out. There's your extra seals. And those go around, like if you had the glass off of it, you'll have a seal right here, a seal right here, a seal at the very top, and if I'm not mistaken, another one at the very bottom. But yeah, it comes with all those right there. So if it ever starts leaking anywhere except for the airflow hole, you'll know, like if it's leaking from the glass, around the edges of the glass, that's when you can replace those seals. But it's very rare that you would have to, but it's nice of these companies to include the seals just in case. But that is everything in the box. So we're gonna go ahead and start with a tutorial. All right, so let's get started with a tutorial. Now, like I said, you have your tank and your mod. One thing that this does not come with is the 18650 battery. So make sure when you buy one of these, if it's your first time vaping, that you also buy an 18650 battery. And this is what they look like. You have your positive side up here, your negative side down here. And they pretty much all look the same, so you won't be too confused. And to put the battery in, we're gonna unscrew the bottom piece, just like that. It's gonna go positive side up. I'm gonna stick that right there and screw that back on. And you'll see this little screen light up. But we're gonna get back to the mod in just a minute. Or first we're gonna focus on the tank. So inside of each tank, and every tank out there, you have a coil. Your coil is what heats up really hot to burn the liquid to make the vapor. And in about 2-week average time, the coil is gonna burn up. It'll start tasting kind of like burnt popcorn. And that's when you know you're gonna have to change it. So to change your coil, you unscrew the bottom piece right here. Just like that. Then this part right here with the little red rings, that is your coil. So you're gonna pull that out. In this tank, everything is press fit, which is pretty unique. You can see all these little O-rings on the coil, and that just presses in. It does have its drawbacks, which we'll get to in just a minute. But, so let's get that back out. So to put the coil back in, you actually want to push it into this. Just press it in there, and push that back in there and screw down. And that's it. It's pretty easy. But I'll talk about the drawbacks on the tank for a minute. So one thing that you're gonna find is that you're gonna have to empty out the tank every time you change your coil. And you see in there, there's nothing to hold your liquid. So if you take the coil out, all your liquid's just gonna flop out the end if you take your coil out. So just make sure when you go to change it, you pour all your juice out. I mean, it's pretty easy to pour it out, but it's really important, just don't get juice everywhere. So the first thing you have to do when you change your coil, or when it's brand new, like in this case, you wanna get your bottle, and this process is called priming it. And this is just to show you there's no juice in here, it's just a bottle I picked up. But you see all these little cotton holes around the side. You wanna put 1 drop in each one of them, so you're gonna put 1 drop right here, 1 drop right there, and for all the holes. Then you're gonna do that twice, so you're gonna go back around it again. And on the inside, you're gonna hold it to the side, kind of like that, and just squeeze the bottle and just rotate the coil. Now what that does is it saturates the cotton, so you don't burn the cotton dry. So you want to have the cotton soaked in juice so the wires on the inside of the coil have something to burn. But that's pretty much it. We're gonna go ahead and put the coil back in the tank. You know, like I said, press it back in there. Then push and screw on. And to fill up this tank, you unscrew the very top. It is top fill. And you're gonna fill in that little hole. You can see it, the light is kind of bad. You take your nozzle, and put it right in that little hole, and just squeeze until it goes all the way to the top. And you put it all back together, and your tank is now ready to go. Now we'll talk about the mod. So to turn this on and off, it's gonna be 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. Right now it's already on, so if I hit it 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turns it off. It can't do anything, it's completely locked down, completely off. Turn it back on, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna light up and go back to your little screen. Now, right now it's on power mode. So that's when you can change the wattage and the wattage only. You see how we're doing that? Plus and minus. To get it to temperature mode, if you want to play around with those settings, you can go 1, 2, 3 on the power button, and then you can change it. So that's exit menu, that's factory reset, then you have bypass mode, and then stainless steel temperature mode, and NI temperature mode. NI and SS are the type of coil you have. NI stands for nichrome or nickel, and the SS stands for stainless steel. And those are just different versions of a temperature controlled coil. You would have to look on your box to see which one is NI and which one's stainless steel on your box of coils. So we're gonna go to exit menu. I like to stay on wattage mode. It's a lot easier, especially when you're starting out. So that's the one we're gonna stay on today. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put a new tank on it. This is not the one that it comes with. This is my personal tank. All right. Put that on here. So you can have other tanks that go on this. It's not proprietary. So if you don't like this tank, you can always switch it out with another tank. So this one is a Vaporesso tank. It's similar to the Baby Beast by Smoke Tech. We're gonna change the wattage. So this wattage range is from, let's see here, 25 to 35 watts. So I'm just going to change the wattage here. It's on 30 watts, so that'll be fine. All these coils have a different wattage range, which will tell you on the side of your coil or on your box that you get the coils in. So the 0.4 that comes in the box is rated from 45 to 55 watts. So when you put that coil in here, you want to make sure it's set on 45 to 55 watts. So you have 2 other settings that I haven't mentioned yet, and that's the 2 lock settings. So if I were to hold this button down, which is the minus button, and the power button down at the same time, so I'll do that, it completely locks the system. And if I push the button, it won't fire. If I try pushing these 2 buttons, it won't fire. So you can think about that as kind of like a child lock. So we're gonna go ahead and unlock it, and we can start using it again. This button over here, which is the plus button, we're gonna hold that button down and the power button down at the same time, and that locks these 2 buttons. That gives you the freedom of hitting the button and taking hits off your vape, but it doesn't allow the wattage to change at all. So if you have a wattage that you want to keep it on forever and you don't want to change it at all, you can have it on lock. That way you don't actually accidentally click these buttons and it accidentally go up to like 60 watts and you want to have it on 30 watts. That's basically the Nunchaku. Alright guys, so that's basically it with the Nunchaku kit. I definitely recommend it for anyone that's trying to upgrade from a smaller pen style that's non-variable wattage, or even if you're trying to downsize or have like a to-go vape with you if you're used to box mods with variable wattage features and stuff like that. So that's basically it for this video. Please like and subscribe, leave any comments down in the description. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and I hope you guys learned something today. And have a good day. See you next time.